Little part two, I'll explain the original concept of my world. So, so at the beginning, I wanted it to be sort of like a Doki Doki Literature Club fanfiction, where it would star the characters. Actually, this is shown in the first one. Where is it? This one. It's actually shown in this one. Literally, the chapter name was "Why is the new girl talking to me?" And it started off with saying, "God, school's so fucking boring. You just sit there and wait until it ends, teacher." We have 4 transfer students: Monica, Yuri, Natsuki, and Sayori. And then it'll go to my perspective. I never continued it because I didn't like the idea of it. But, like, the story was huge. It was huge. It got really far. Wait, those names probably know anything. Nah, it's probably blah blah blah. Okay. From the game. And the day is already over. Yeah, but alright. Okay. So, and like this was around the time when I was really into the fucking Natsuyuri shit. Like that ship. So I was planning like those 2 characters being like basically girlfriends to Thalos, and there's like 55 fucking sex scenes in it. But I never went through the idea. I literally stopped right here, and the day is already over. It just stops. Never continuing this. This would actually be the precursor on why Monica is in my world. So, at the end of this timeline, timelines. At the end of this timeline, at this point, most of the characters are about to fucking die. I don't remember exactly, but I think that was the reason. Most of the characters were about to die, and Monica made a thing where it's like, everybody in here, we gotta go to a new dimension. That dimension was this one. It basically reset. It resetted itself, and now we're in the living room of a 2-story house, and you know, it starts with this. This is almost a sex scene in itself. Yo! I put some work into this. I think there's a 169 is crash. Wait, that was our flight. We just dodged a bullet. But yeah, wait. Oh shit! Okay, so this took place in the UK. United Kingdom. Okay. That I think Okay, so I think this takes place around of 2 more imaginary fucking characters, which were originally going to be my brothers, but this was also before Jack. Scotty and Sticky. Those 2 characters basically despawned off the face of the fucking earth, never to come back. Oh my fucking god, Eskimo. Eskimo was Kako's friend. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so Eskimo was Kako's friend. I'm planning on introducing her, but that character sort of disappeared as well. And I'm planning on replacing her with a character called Cam. And Cam is this girl which has cameras for eyes. She is not a member of BRLA. The thing was, she was born without eyes, and the doctor had a wise idea to replace her eyes with fucking cameras. Don't ask me. Let's see. And then, like, wait a minute. He did. He said it was a surprise. Hey, this guy looks familiar. That threatening look. He's just there jocks. Oh yeah, Jack was also a jock. If you didn't know, if you couldn't tell, he's taller. You're 17. Okay, so wait a minute. Hold on. This has so many fucking layers to it. Okay, that didn't work. That's fucking stupid. So I don't have to worry about, like, the bad picture showing up. Because that would definitely get the video age restricted. Not like it's already gonna if I can get it. myworldmanga2. If we can actually go to the account real quick. I don't remember how old some of the characters were. Hold on, give me 1 second, real quick. Gallery. By the way, I need to update this gallery. I have not updated it yet. It was chapter 3, which was the SpongeBob movie ripoff. I need the scene where they'd get beers. This one, right here. This scene. Hey, Jack. I'm 16 years old. Holy shit! Oh, so yeah. Okay, so. Wow. I never realized that. That's epic. Okay, so yeah. Jack is actually still 17. Jesus. Something right. I won't try to hurt you. Thanks. Listen, Jack walking in the house. Kako, when the plane crashed, Jack yelled again. Kako comes running down the stairs. Hey, Jack, I'm gonna. Blah, blah, blah. And then the thing was, they apparently back where fucking Akako and Eskimo lived, they would go to the school, like, after hours, like, in the middle of the dark to basically look around, like, look at it, look around. And, yeah, and then the story ended. But, yeah, fuck. I forgot all about this. But, yeah. This one was pretty expandable. This was before Feather. I think after this point, they would go to the school, look around, come back, and the guy who was scary, I think that would have end up being Mutahar. And since that would be Mutahar, that's where this comes into play. And they end up making friends with them. And, of course, fucking sex. But then there's another character. Oh, no! But there's actually another character in here. His name is Zach. Wait. There's way more to this story. Wait, there's, like, way more to this fucking story. Hey, okay, right here. Zach. Actually, there is actually way more. I remember, so I ended up finishing this story, right? Didn't I finish it? I tried to clean up everything. Yeah, so Zach was another character, based off of YouTuber Psychic Pebbles. Yeah, fucking Oni plays in here now. But, Zach is another character. He's best friends. I don't exactly remember where he came from. I thought it was like, oh, fuck it, he's funny. Big nose funny. But yeah, so, what a fucking get rid of it. But, yeah, there's actually more to it. So, the gift that, their mom said was a surprise, it was a fucking maid outfit. It was maid outfits. I don't think it says anything about it. Can I seriously not control V? If you do not activate Office, you can't do anything. You can't even copy and paste stuff. Like, you can't even, like, copy text. This is why Office sucks. Wait, you can't even search for words. That's, like, the most basic function. Oh, but at least I can do web. At least I can zoom still. But yeah, the, I'm gonna scroll down. I don't like this fucking page. But, so, this comes way after this. This story, the surprise gift was a maid outfit for both of them, Jack and Silas. And that's where they ended up. And actually, this one, I think, mentions maid outfit, maybe? I don't remember. Maid. No. So, there was actually going to be 3 extra stories. And the first one would have actually included those maid outfits. But the problem is, I think that file specifically is long goddamn gone. Because I have no clue what happened to it. I remember I did write it after this one. But yeah. Fuck. Okay, so this was basically chapter 1. Was there another? Where'd the other one go? Whatever. But, oh, fuck, these are pretty big in the story, too. Specifically this one. By the way, I wrote this in Notepad, so every single word spelt bad, lukewarm. But, that story is also... By the way, I wrote this fucking story in 7th grade. And the entire 7th grade apparently fucking found out about it because somebody hacked into my account. My fucking school account, which wasn't hard to do. Somebody hacked into it and shared it with the entire 7th grade. The only people who didn't get it were the teachers and the special ed kids. But yeah, so this story is pretty big in the story of my world. Because this story comes before the fucking Jack stuff. This story comes before the even the Monica story thing. It comes before the Monica story, like on the DDLC fanfiction, and this story actually does make an appearance, making it linked. This story, dude, the My World Manga 2 lore is so fucking huge. If we go to the gallery real quick, we can go to chapter 1. The story made its first appearance in chapter 1, I think page 9 actually. So yeah, that's those pages. Page 9. Yeah, right here. It made an appearance on this. Where they were gonna go to like their house, fucking Among Us. But why did I put Among Us? Fucking page 2.5. But yeah, I put Among Us because this takes place in 2017, even though the characters are 16. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But yeah, so like come over to her house, play Truth or Dare, which is a fucking funny fucking reference to this one, because how this one starts off is he started to draw and got bored, so I recommended Truth or Dare. Holy shit. But yeah, so everything's canon. Anything that I have wrote is canon. It's so fucking insane. But yeah. Go over to her house. Go over to Sylvie's house. And Sylvie's house ends up she ends up just taking Celso and Jack to their house and saying like, "Oh, where are your new maids?" And Monica's like, "Fucking what?" And that ends up backfiring on them because they found out of a feature that was going to be in the DDLC fanfiction thing, which was the fucking chainsaw arm thing. Right here. Yeah, this story's fucking huge. Trust me. If this would load, I should probably just have like all these pages. I think I actually have most of these pages on my actual computer somewhere. But yeah, yeah. This scene, was actually going to be in the Monica in the DDLC fanfiction thing. By the way, there is a neckline there. She is wearing a shirt. Do not worry. But yeah, that was actually going to be an actual scene in the fanfiction. What the fuck is going on with you, Streamlabs? Streamlabs, you need to take like 15 chill pills. But yeah, so this story was going to be in the DDLC fanfiction thing. And like where Celso and Monica were known to be fucking killers. Well, actually, no, not really. It was being chapter I think. Chapter 5, where, I think Monica was starting to fall more in love with Silas. Not Chapter 5 of My World, Chapter 5 of My World, the DDLC fanfiction. But then Monica started killing a lot of people, becoming a yandere. And actually, this shit's gonna appear in fucking the actual My World. In Chapter 13. You gotta wait a while. But yeah, so yeah, this scene is actually pretty much, it was gonna be in the original concept. Well, goddamn. Yeah, back to the Brie thing. So, everything that I have made is fucking canon. Everything is canon. Fucking lukewarm thing. But yeah, everything is canon. And actually, the Silas X Brie thing is also canon to the other two fucking friend fictions that I made. Yes, friend fictions. Silas X Noah, which is just, I'm the only one seeing this, and this is my story. I was bored until then. I'll read this. But yeah, this story is canon. This one, okay, so these two take place in the same year, but I think Silas X Brie came first. No, Silas X Noah came first, and then no. Actually, this comes way later. Actually, Silas X Noah happened first, then Sonic 3 and Dead, and then Silas X Brie. Silas X Brie takes 1 year after Sonic 3 and Dead, and Sonic 3 and Dead takes 2 years after Silas X Noah. And this is actually censored because I wrote it on a school computer. And right about here, Noah said, "Oh, I'm apologizing for something I did 2 years ago." That 2 years ago thing being the fucking Silas X Noah events. Yeah. But what happened? Why is there a Sonic plush with blood coming out of it? Yada yada yada. But fuck, everything's fucking canon. And since all this shit happened, I'll never look at Sonic the same way ever again. Nah, every time I look at Sonic, I'm horny. But this is canon. So if you want to know the timeline, so these two My Worlds, the My World where a cat goes in Chapter 1, and the My World where it's the DDL fanfiction, are different fucking dimensions. And actually this, since I was getting really invested in this My World, in basically, I think the Chapter 6 of that My World, which actually, originally My World was just going to be like a little thing I made. I don't know, I'll probably write it someday, so I won't forget it, and it'll be preserved forever. And I still remember most of the fucking scenes. But, I think around, like, the Chapter 11, because how the My World stuff is made is I literally lay in bed, and to go to sleep, I literally just, like, start, like, quietly talking to myself, like a fucking insane person, and like, new fucking chapter ideas get made. And then, so, technically, My World Chapter 1 takes place in basically a Chapter 0 of this. And then Chapter 2, page 3 is Chapter 1 of this. And, basically where we're at now, which is prom, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, prom. What we're at right now is prom. This, in the original My World, not the DLC fanfiction, but this one, DLC fanfiction, just to simplify it, The DDLC fanfiction will be called My World DDLC. This one will be called Original My World, and this will just be called My World. So, this My World. No. So, basically, how Silas met Sylvie in the original My World. Again, not the DDLC fanfiction one, but how Silas met Sylvie in the original My World was, there was this girl crying on like some bleachers because she didn't have anybody to go to prom with, and that would have been like fucking chapter 2. So chapter 6 literally takes place during chapter 2 of this, but also not. It's complicated, but yeah. But this girl didn't have anyone to go to prom with, and Silas was like, "Oh, I'll go with you." And then later, Silas would find out that she is fucking creepy as hell, and where her eyes turn like black with veins going around her like eye sockets and shit. It was really fucking creepy. And they would find out that there's like a fucking like entire thing about her where like she basically makes her own creatures. This plant actually is one of them. This plant and that sunflower that had an eye. If I can go back to that. This page, the one-off page, because I didn't have my notebook. These both were. This thing would be basically what was inside of Silas here. So this plant was known for sex. With Sylvie's creation, because this was before BRLA, which is backrooms like area. Sylvie just had her own thing. She had 2 categories: evil and sex related. The evil ones are the ones that would basically kill whoever the fuck dares come in their path. The sex related ones were just there for sex. There was this sexy computer where it was just this. It's basically SCP. It's just a normal computer, but it has a button. Press that button, it turns into a fucking girl with a computer head. It is known to kill people, because if you end up coming in it, electrical sparks will hit your dick and fucking kill you. This plant right here, not the sunflower eye plant, but by the way, he's looking at the plant in this scene. He's not looking at the sunflower plant. But this plant, what it'd do is it would basically, like, it would just look like an ordinary plant, but the fucking leaves would grow extremely long and basically become tentacle born. But yeah, so I'll also find out about this, and then, and actually, one scene I think was chapter 4. I think at the end of chapter 4, either the beginning or the end of chapter 4. Might be the end. Yeah, the end. No, it was at the beginning of chapter 5. Fuck. Alright. Beginning of chapter 5. Yes. Before the fucking Christian. So. Yeah, here. That tongue leech was supposed to get introduced. Jack would just be asleep, and tongue leech would, like, attach to him. That tongue leech, I think I said this while I was originally reading this series. The tongue leech, what it'd do is basically, if you were to kiss a girl with that tongue leech, the tongue leech, what it'd do is, well, you'd control it. And it's extremely sharp, so it can literally, like, penetrate people through the stomach, fuck, kill them. But, if you were kissing a girl, like, tongue kissing, you would be able to go... Listen, this entire series was mainly sex-related, and I was the only one who'd fucking know about it. But that tongue leech, if you were kissing a girl, like, tongue to tongue, you could... And you followed the girl's, like the inside of the girl, that tongue leech would go from the inside of her mouth all the way to the pussy hole, and then after that, Like, well, not after that. Like it's gonna have an effect. But that's basically how long that tongue leech was. It's fucking insane. By the way, I'll come back to these characters later. But yeah. So, and around that time, Silas would eat a sunflower seed, and the sunflower would grow inside of him, and basically, his veins, like all of his veins, would become green and like basically infested with vines, and if Silas were to ever like open his mouth all the way, you'd see a sunflower in the back of his throat with an eyeball. And if you guys are wondering what that looked like, look up Pikmin 3. Look up one of the Pikmin 3 bosses. Pikmin 3. Meyerclops. What I was planning on making it like, basically what I wanted to look like, because this is what I have envisioned, is if the images would load. It would basically look like one of the eyes of this thing. There's no good. Like, it'd basically look like one of the... Give me a fucking bigger image. Come on! What is this? Quagmire! But, hold on. Give me, like, a way bigger picture, please. Give me a way bigger picture or a picture of the cutscene. There we go. Picture of the cutscene. Basically look like that. That's basically... That's what I've planned on it looking like. Is that. But except, instead of leaves, it was a sunflower. But, yeah. If you want to know what it looked like, just look at Pikmin 3 Meyerclops. But yeah. And then Lucy would get introduced. Showing off BRLA. Sylvie and Sylvie's little thing and BRLA would combine just to be BRLA. And, you know, the world would go to fucking chaos. But, two specific characters. Winter and Emily. Winter lived in this forest where she would just sit dead at a tree. Sound a little familiar? And Winter was only there to accompany Emily, which was a girl who got hit by a car and lost an eye. Sound a little familiar? Because that should. This was before the idea of Stephanie. But, if we go back to fucking chapter 3. Emily was, this one. Emily was this girl. This was Emily. But yeah. That was Emily. Winter would basically just be there accompanying her. And then, you know, Stephanie would get introduced, yada yada yada, basically the entire cast. And Stephanie's form was that weird fucking stitched mouth, stitched eyes thing. But I fucked up royally when properly introducing her as this. I fucked it up. I fucked up introducing her. How this form of her, which is like normal human form, how I wanted to introduce that was this character, Poppy. Was it a cat? No, it was Poppy. That character, Poppy, would be near death. She would be near death, and Stephanie would be like crying over her. And basically before Poppy would die, she would revert back to her original form before the stitches and everything. And it was a really sad moment. And then it just got, and then the sad went to fucking not sad anymore. Because fucking oh, wait, Sylvie knows how to heal people. And basically just fucking syringes her, and she comes back. Yeah. Because Poppy was a member of BRLA. And actually, that's the wrong Poppy. There's 3! There's 3! There's... And get ready for their names. Poppy 1, Poppy 2, and Poppy 3. Poppy 1 was the one that would die. And then, you know, Stephanie was like, you know what? I want more. Stephanie then ended up cloning Poppy to make Poppy 2. And then cloned Poppy again and messed it up a tiny bit, so Poppy 3 was way younger. In this story, she's 8. And Koi, which is her, she was adopted. So basically, this was around the time when Feather, It was around the time Feather fucking hated Silas because she was getting really pissed at him. She was like, why don't you just shut the fuck up? You know. So Silas wanted an actual little sister that he could take care of. No. Yeah. So that was correct. Feather was getting pissed at Silas because Silas was treating her like she was way younger than what she actually is. She's 15. No, not 15. Fucking 13. I'm an idiot. She was 13. And Silas ended up was like, you know what? I'm going to adopt a little sister, which I could actually treat like this. And this is chapter 12 of the story. When I lay down in bed and continue the story in my head, it'll basically be fucking chapter 15. So Koi is way the fuck later in the story. But yeah. Like I was saying, adopts Koi and Poppy. And Poppy 3, which is the youngest Poppy, the 8-year-old Poppy. Poppy 3 become best friends and basically become sisters, even though they're not nowhere near blood related. But yeah, this fucking story's so complicated. Now, there is a time when everything gets a little fucked and time gets reversed because Silas was being overprotective of Akako. And the world was basically fucked. And Akako was getting really pissed. This was basically chapter 6 of the original story. That one being to add to my world. So if I can load this up in Word. So, basically, Silas was being overprotective of Kako, and Kako basically had enough of it and paid this guy called Dan, which will never fucking appear in this story ever again. This will be the only time he appears, and this is basically unused. I did say I was planning on using the scene in chapter 6. Fuck. I actually have to do that. Wait a minute. Oh, wait. This is actually explaining how it's at. Fucking Office! Jesus Christ! Okay, go to new. But yeah. Akako basically pays this guy called Dan to basically punch her just for Silas to come. just for Salos to come and basically defend her. But Akako's like, no, stop it! Maybe if I could fucking open this. If I can open this properly. If I have to, I will go to my fucking second blog spot just to view the story. Here we go. Yeah. He gets thrown over the wall and beaten by Dan. Silas runs up. Dude, stop! Akako interrupts. No, you stop it, Silas. What? I'm fucking sick and tired of all this shit that you keep doing. Like, oh, Akako, you okay? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Fucking. Akako starts crying. Fucking stop! I don't want Winter to stop protecting me. Because this was around the time where Winter was basically the guardian for Akako. He was basically her guardian. Akako and Winter were best friends, but I felt, Feather, I felt like I should make another character, which was Feather. This was before Feather. I felt like I should make a character called Feather to basically be around Akako. And Akako would protect Feather. And actually, how to be is Akako would hang out with Lucy more, and Feather would hang out with Winter more. But yeah. Jack, you almost committed suicide. Oh shit! Holy shit! This brings up another fucking thing. There will be a scene where Silas will defend himself, because these bullies will be picking on him. Silas will defend himself by fucking murdering them. Yeah, I remember that. Silas will try to defend himself by murdering them. And everybody in that fucking... Because everybody thought before that, Silas was just useless. He couldn't do shit. Everybody would just look at him, so confused, what the fuck just happened? And then Silas was like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Starts crying, runs into a room, and almost hangs himself. It's fucking sad. And when I get to make that scene, holy shit. Okay, you can read this because I'm not fucking. Yeah, and then Winter. I'm going to continue that part a little bit. Winter reverses time. That's what happened basically after this. Versus time before all this shit happened. But yeah, thank God I could finally close out a word. But yeah, going back to the self-suicide thing. Silas would almost commit suicide. Getting pretty damn close to death. But Jack would soon find out, save him, and everybody would hate Silas for basically lying to everybody. Because Silas was fucking powerful, but he kept lying to people, saying, "Oh no, I'm just useless." And Silas would, everybody hated him. It was like, why the fuck did you not tell us about this before? Do you know how useful you could have been? And Silas ended up having to run away with Jack, and basically they become homeless again. And their lives would be so shit that Jack and Silas successfully killed themselves. And ending that timeline. Winter didn't want any of that shit to happen, so she was like, I can't live in this fucking timeline anymore. Going to another dimension. I probably actually will not add the suicide thing, because it's unnecessary actually. There's no reason for it to fucking exist. Because that world where Sauce and Jack are dead, that world gets fucking forgotten about because Winter goes to a different timeline. Goes to a different timeline to a world where Sauce didn't do that, and Sauce would just take the beating and damn near almost die before Jack saves him. But yeah. It's fucking insane. But the thing is, what Winter didn't know was Sauce and Jack remember that happening. And Like, you know what? I fucking remember. I remember what actually happens in that scene. So, after Celeste and Jack die, Winter brings them back by going back in time and saying, "Why don't you come with me? We can go to a better world where none of this shit happened." And basically that's what ends up happening. My 3DS is about to die. And that is basically what happens. They go to a new world. They go to a new dimension. And Celeste and Jack still remember all these events. And it will come up way later. And, like, Winter will also know the events as well. Because she can fucking bend time. To her will. And, I think Winter ended up killing the Celeste and Jack that were in that world just to replace them with these two, which basically introduces what I like to call the Celeste depression phase, where he's constantly depressed and gets pushed around a lot. Like, it's god awful. I honestly don't want to spoil too much. Like, I basically spoiled half this fucking story. I don't want to spoil too much because I honestly want to write this. I honestly want to, like, draw it. Because it's so fucking interesting. But yeah. They end up going back to the, they not end up going back, but going to this new world where they can basically live peacefully without everybody hating them. Now, in this new world, this is where the end of chapter 4 and the beginning of chapter 5 start, where Celeste goes to this BRLA research group, and those fucking characters are from a different project of mine, the My Dream series. Specifically, My Dream 1 and 3 and 4. Let me explain how 4 is in there, because 4 is the Family Guy one. So, if I can go to chapter 5. Oh shit, no. Yeah, for some reason Christian. I thought just to add Christian for funsies. Okay, near the end of chapter 4. The name list. The name list actually shows off a lot. So, yeah, that's basically her original concept. So it'll be the Sterling family, which would be Lucy, Winter, and Jack. Because Kako and I think also Kako and Feather. Kako will have some awesome fucking shit that will happen to her. And it's honestly really cool. I don't want to spoil it. Winter, I think. Did I say Winter? I meant Feather. I think Feather is just a fucking ghost. Yeah, Feather. Feather's just a ghost. Yeah, the tongue leech, sexy computer. That's what the fucking sexy computer thing I was talking about earlier was. Man, therapist, and Lois. Lois, if you remember, in My Dream 4, Lois's face was fucked up. By the way, you basically have to play all the fucking games to get most of the shit. You basically have to look through an overhaul of my entire fucking, like, stuff to understand most of this stuff. But yeah. Yeah, Lois, this is the Lois from My Dream 4. The therapist is from My Dream 3, which is the one that basically curses this guy with the maggots popping out of the skin. And Man is that face that was in the original My Dream 1. And Guy, which is the... Maybe if I can go back and show you. Give me 1 second real quick. I'm going to show you who Guy and Man is. 67, Jesus Christ. If I can go to my gallery. No! Good enough. So, I think chapter 5 best shows it because, you know, it shows like shows the little fucking, yeah. So, this character right here being Guy, which was, you know, those NPCs that were in My Dream 1, you know, just standing around, and then when you go towards Man, which is this character, the face, and all these guys get fucked up. This one was the only one that survived that horrible accident. He was the only one that survived. All of his other friends have become evil. But yeah, therapist, Man, Jackson. But yeah, like this fucking story, man. This story is insane, and this right here, this scene, this will lead up to something. This right here will lead up to something. I also don't want to spoil that either. But yeah, that's basically. Okay, you know, maybe I should probably introduce the Chris Chan thing real quick. That's probably the most confusing thing. I purposely took this photo like this just to have the hat in there as well. But yeah, so in this page, he says we need to fix him because he actually has a skin color. He actually has a skin color, and every other character in this fucking series does not have one. It's just plain white. He actually had a peach skin color and was changed. Because I was not about to fucking add skin color to this character. But yeah. So yeah, I ended up like removing it. But yeah, this character actually goes pretty far too. Because like I will introduce him later. And to understand this character, because he will appear way later. To understand that character, basically, you have to learn about Chris Chan. But yeah, oh yeah. So in the original My Dream, I wanted to have a scene where Lucy talked about her backstory, and I was really happy that I actually got to add it. That. But yeah, where her parents fucking hated her. Everyone hated her. And basically what's happening to Lucy is, like back then, is what's about to happen to Silas soon. Very soon. Where everyone just fucking pushes him around and shit. But yeah, you know, Lucy thing. I don't think I described how Lucy ended up killing her parents because of the curse. My 3DS died, so I have no music anymore. But Lucy ended up killing her parents because, like, she fucking hated them. Holy shit! That's epic right there. See that pencil? That's epic. But yeah, Lucy ended up killing her parents, and that'd be it. Also, I should probably also describe that Lucy's hair can change lengths. And that's not just a mistake. And also the stepsister thing as well. That was just a little thing I added because I was like, fuck it, why not? Because in the original My World, Lucy is Salsa's sister, not stepsister. But I was like, that, like, oh, I thought that would make no sense what the fuck so ever. Because I think, according to the logic in the original My World, Salas and Jack's mom was the same, but had different dads. I think I described this at the second part of the My World reading thing, but Salas's dad was different from Jack's dad. So I think how does a step sibling work? Is it same mother? Is it same mother? Hold on. How do step sib? Jesus Christ! Sib. What does that mean? From two different families who have been joined. Oh. So, I'm guessing half-brother then. But yeah, Jack... I'm guessing it's half-brother then. So, like... Basically... This is how the family works. So, I'm guessing it's half-brother. I don't know how that works either. But, Jack has a different dad from Silas's dad. They don't have the same dad, but they have the exact same mom. Okay. So, through Jack's side of the family, Jack has, Jack, obviously, Akako, and Winter. And Salas is part of the family. Salas has himself, Feather, and Lucy. Even though Lucy acts more like Jack, not on his side of the family, and same thing with Winter. It's complicated. It's fucking weird. I think actually the original My World talked about that, like the one that's actually been written down, saying like, oh, because this isn't how fucking the family works. Oh, you see, maybe I should also describe that, Winter, no, not Winter, Feather, and, Feather and Akako are not related whatsoever. Not related. Whatsoever. Because, through Salas's side of the family, his dad married a different mom. Like, what would be Salas's stepmom, gave birth to Feather. Yeah, gave birth to Feather. So, so basically, how this works was, same thing with Akako. Jack's dad married a different girl and got Akako. And, actually, Lucy and Winter are the oldest, so they came first. And then Salas and Jack, and then Feather and Akako. So, actually, Salas is more related to Lucy because Lucy's on Salas's side of the family. Salas is more related to Lucy than Feather, but since Feather had like a different mom, Feather is not related to Jack. And same thing how Akako is not related to Salas. But Winter, which is more on Jack's side of the family, is related to Silas. Because Winter's mom was the same mom that gave birth to Lucy, Silas, and Jack. It's fucking it's a confusing family tree. It's so fucking confusing. But yeah, that's how it works. I'm surprised I even described that. But yeah, it's confusing. I'm fucking done talking about the lore of this series. And maybe if there's more pages, I might make a part 2 to this lore. But right now, I'm not in the goddamn mood for it.